Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm going to tell you about one of the player characters in my Dungeons and Dragons Eberron Obsidian campaign, and today we're going to talk about Artrevan. So Artrevan is a human paladin, and specifically, he is dual wielding, uses swords, and he serves in a guild, specifically a guild of swords, and that guild is called the Swords of Logos. He was in this guild. It was comprised of sword masters, and the leader of the guild was betrayed by one of his students, and his student gathered up a few other of the students and essentially mutinied in the middle of the guild, and half the members, including the leader of the guild, were killed, and this powerful mutineer kind of went off with half the guild's members, right? And Artrevan was left, and Artrevan actually had to watch this, one of the female members of the guild. He was actually in love with her, and she was mortally wounded and was literally, dying as this betrayer, this mutineer left. The betrayer is a better way of saying it, because I think mutiny is just betrayal on the sea. It's interesting that there's a specific name for betrayal at sea, on sea. On land, it's just called a betrayer. So this betrayer mortally wounded her, and Artrevan confessed his dying love to this other student in the Swords of Logos. And at this point, he is on the run because essentially they know that he's going to try to restore the guild and or get revenge for what the betrayer did, right? And so at that point, you have this really unusual situation where this betrayer is like, this betrayer has gutted this Swords of Logos guild, and now this one paladin, a dual-wielding swords master, has the goal of either revenging the master of the guild or even restoring the guild. So great backstory, great character, and not aligned, and actually not currently aligned with any of the houses, right? But with everything that's happening with the houses in Eberron, there'll definitely be high demand for his skills or the skills of the Swords Guild if he's able to restore it. This is my Acacia player. He's relatively new. I just met him, I'd say about a month and a half ago. It's really fantastic to have these new people at the table and just kind of exploring, new relationships with people, which is, fantastic. And it's kind of new for me because, I've been kind of circling with the same people for a long time. And so it's really nice to have, fresh people who are excited about Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition specifically, which is really incredible. And one thing I've learned about, from the, I think when we meet people in Dungeons & Dragons, we get to know them. And I think this person is not married and does not have kids, but one thing I was really impressed with is he's very connected to his existing family, his siblings, his parents, and the children of his siblings, and he's very supportive to them. And this is interesting for me because I don't have any, my siblings don't have any children, right? So it's kind of, but I was really impressed with how supportive he is of his family as a single person, which, there's different family structures. And to see, somebody who is single but still is really there for their family, I thought was very impressive. We really learn a lot from the different people we come across in Dungeons & Dragons. It's such a special experience, and I'm really just so thrilled to be running this FLGS game. And this Acacia player has brought Artrevan to that experience, and I'm extremely excited about it. Thank you for letting me share these player characters with you to kind of commemorate my FLGS Dungeons & Dragons campaign. Very exciting. That's what's going on at my table. What's going on at your table? I'd love to hear it. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider subscribing. Have a wonderful millennium.